Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time once again with Sudoku Sleuth, and we have another fantastic puzzle for you today. So this is Nala's friend, as you can see from the thumbnail, and we've actually featured a puzzle by the same constructor and a very similar puzzle as well to what we're going to look at today. In fact, let me just bring this up because this will probably make a lot more sense. So I think the first time we featured a fog puzzle was by Sandra and Nala, where essentially Nala was in the forest looking for her lost teddy bear. And I'll aim to link, quickly a card to that video so you can play that puzzle as well. Now, this is essentially something very similar, and the story is after it gets dark, Nala loves to go outside and look for new friends in our backyard. Don't know how you're finding friends in the backyard, but it must be a massive backyard. And will she find one today? So let's take a look at today's rule sets. I mean, obviously there is a fog, as you can see, because pretty much the entirety of the grid is covered except for a handful of cells, just these three. So let's take a look at what we have. So numbers on a thermometer, can't see really any of it, strictly increases as they move away from the bulb towards the tip. There is only one tip for each thermometer, and each thermometer has its own color. Elements of the same color are connected. So essentially, this blue, that's not the tip, but this blue thermometer, I guess that's almost the shortest one version it can be, is, it's all connected, is essentially what it's saying here. Now, digits separated by a white dot are consecutive. We can just about see one there. Digits separated by a black dot are in a 1:2 ratio. Not all possible dots are given. There is no negative constraint. Now, additionally, the grid is partially covered in fog. Placing correct digits will clear the fog from the surrounding cells, possibly revealing more clues. And incredibly, that's all we have today from Sandra and Nala. So just what little we can peek through these three digits, these three cells, and a handful of constraints will help us reveal the grid first and then solve what could also be an empty grid with 0 digits in it. So that looks remarkably difficult in terms of the challenge that we have ahead of us. But I think looking at yesterday's puzzle, which was relatively simple, I think it is time for something a bit tougher that can keep us occupied during the weekend. If you want to play along, link will be in the description down below as per usual. And with that said, let's restart the clock and see how we get on. So I'm going to do something unusual and enable the pen tool. You can do this in the software here. Because I think I was onto something by saying the minimum this can be is essentially something as follows, which is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cell thermometer. Now, I'm going to continue and I'm just going to use center pencil marks. I don't want to place any digits in case it ends up being correct and reveals the grid when we shouldn't have. You can see that 8, 7, 6, 5, and this can't even be 5 because on a black dot. That's 4, 2, 1. And I think this 1, 2, 4 really is, it can't be anything else. Because these two cells have to be in a 2:1 ratio. This two cells have to be in a, a difference of 1 apart. And even when I'm trying to absolutely maximize this setup, even if I go back directly through the box, doesn't really matter. This is still 1, 2, 3, 4 cells away, and therefore can't be any higher than 5. So I feel reasonably confident that this is in fact 1, 2, and 4. Let me just delete all of these. I am ready to place some digits. 2, 4, 1. I'm still frozen, as you can see, because I'm taking a moment to process the very little information is actually revealed to us, because somehow we need to figure out what's next. So yeah, again, best case scenario, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to pencil mark these in. So 5, 6, 7, 8. It could, of course, take a slightly longer route and force all the digits. But this one is certainly from 5 or 6. This one is certainly from 6 or 7. This one is from 7 and 8. And this is from 8 or 9. We don't know if there is another cell that is part of that thermometer that would force it all. But I think these center digits are actually correct. There are no other options that are available. Now, it has revealed, though, this yellow thermometer, and we can see pretty much all of the digits, all of the cells that make up this thermometer, which is, first one in here, second, third, and fourth. I don't think it can realistically do anything else and somehow come back. And the smallest digit this can be is a 3, and the smallest digit this can be is a 5, 6, and 7. Kind of spotting a bit of a pattern here. Can this be as high as 5? 5, 6, 7, 5. Can't be 6 because both of these would be looking at this cell. So this could be 5, 7, 8, and 9. So this can be as high as 5, 8 and 9, 7 and 8, 6 and 7. Now we end up with a triplet in here, forcing this to be an 8, I'm going to say. Going for it. Yep. Forcing this to be a 9. Yep. And a 5, 6, 7 set. I just find that. So if this is 5, that's 7, that's 6. That breaks the puzzle again, doesn't it? So if this is anything other than 3, I think this puzzle breaks. If this is 5, this cannot be 6, because we end up with 5, 6, eliminating both of them. So we go 5, 7, forcing this to be a 6. We now have 6, 7 in the box, and nothing left for this one. And if this is 8, can't even be that, and it's looking at 9. Yeah, that's a 3. Ooh. I'm going to undo this. I have made an error somewhere. Yeah, it can't be any lower than 3. Placed all of these. This is 5. Oh, of course, this could be 4, 7. No, this can't be 7. If this is not 3, 5 would be the next smallest digit. I'm going to move on for now. Let me think what else we've got. We've got 5, 6, 7. I'm fairly happy with those. We've got an 8. This is from 1, 2, and 4. Therefore, there is absolutely a 2 in here, joined with 1 or 4. Yeah. We have this pink thermometer, and the smallest, the largest digits, I should say, here is 7, 6, can't be 5, it's 4, 3, can't be 2, 1. Can't be higher than 7, because 8 and 9 can see it. This is definitely part of it, 6. This is not 5, 6, or 7, so 4 is the highest it can be. 3 is the highest this can be. 1 is the highest this can be. Can't be 2, can't be 3. It breaks the rest of this thermal, doesn't it? Yes, if I try, because if this is not a 3, I guess this could be a 2. That's okay. This can't be 2. This can't be 3 because that would need to be 5, 6, 7. It'd have to be as high as 8 because we've got 5, 6, and 7 in here. So yeah, that's nonsense. That's not 5. That's from 2 or 3. Therefore, this is not 3 either. That's definitely a 1. There we go. If this is 2, this can be 3. This can be 4, 5, and presumably this can be 5 or 6. So we've got, I'm just thinking about column 6 because we see so much of it. And we know that there is a 5, 6, and 7. We still need to place 3 and 9. So this is 3 or 9. 5 and 6, 7 are placed. This will be one of 1, 4 joined with the other 3 or 9. It's just not enough information I can see. This screen cell here, so let me just read this. So they're not, I don't think they all have their own distinct bulbs. We know that this thermometer green is here. I think just, it feels quite heavily constrained. I mean, I guess the bulb could be here. That could be 1, 2. That would eliminate a lot of the constraints. But if the bulb is up here, and it's a big if, maybe we can disprove that. It's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It'll be 8 over here. That's just not enough information. Again, it's just not enough. Almost tempted that we have to go back and figure out what broke in my logic here. Let's double check the blue. I think I am gonna draw this part I'm confident of, and this part I'm confident of. There's a chance they're connected like this. There's a chance they're connected directly. There's a chance they're connected this way. So there are lots of options on how they're connected. But I don't think they matter to these pencil marks of 5, 6, and 7. So we know it's less than 8, and it's higher than 3. In fact, it's higher than 4. So this is definitely 5, 6, or 7. Now, if they're directly connected, as this, 9, 8, 7, 6. 6 is indeed the higher. 5 is indeed the lowest. 9, 8, 7 is indeed the highest. 6 is indeed the lowest. 4, 5, 6. So these pencil marks are solid. Now the question is, how does that help us figure out what digit this is? Of course, this could be a 6 as well. This could easily have been 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I've demonstrated that it's not 5. I don't want to, but imagine if this is 5. I said this has to be 7, and this would have to be 6. 7, 6, and then it eliminates all options. So I'm pretty sure this is not a 5, it's 3 or 6. 5, 6 or 7, then another 6 or 7, leaving nothing for here. So yeah, not 5. But 6 going to 7 is fine, surprisingly. 6, 7, that would make it 6 and 5. Sure, absolutely fine. But I think the other thing that I demonstrated is 3 would be fine. 3 going on to anything it may be here. All of these would be fine. It's the only thing that we just need to figure out is if they are connected, however they're connected will tell us a lot. Right, let's move on from this because I think we've pushed it as far as this can go. Bit of simple Sudoku. Could this be as high as 8? We did say this could be the 8. Just wondering if the 8 is down here or not. Just don't know how long this is. Let's think about what this digit may be. So the remaining options we have all the way up here is 3, 9, 5, and 6, and 7. Now, we have this clue of the white cell, which doesn't feel like enough, if I'm honest, to be able to determine what this digit is. We've got the end of a thermometer, which could be, huge, or could literally be just these 2 cells. I don't know if this is helpful, if I'm honest. It can be as low as 3. I don't see a problem with that. It can be as high as 9. I can't see a problem with that either. It's just all the options are still on the table. I think it's got to be the green, because that's the only thing that we've really revealed that's new compared to where we've gotten to. Have we pencil marked all the options for pink before we take a look at green? I think this can't be any higher than 7. We've got 9 and 8 looking at it. So 7, 6, 4, 3 are indeed the highest options. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this all looks correct. These having multiple options isn't 3 options versus just 2 for these is also correct. So I think I'm reasonably happy that pink is pencil marked correctly. Let's think about green now. So that's not 1. So I just want to go back to the option of, is the bulb up here? And what does that mean for the rest of these? So 2 is the minimum, 3, 4, 5. And then we have 6, 7, and 8 would be the only possible option. So this is almost like certainly an 8 if the bulb is that way around. This was the minimum. This can go as high as 6 or 7. This can go as high as 5 or 6. This can go as high as 4 or 5. I think it actually forces this to be a 7 because of this 4, 5, 6. Got a triplet, haven't we? No. Not quite. 3, 4, 5, 6 quadruple. No, we don't have that either. And this is 2, 3, 4, which would be a triplet. But it doesn't force any decisions. The only decision that's forced is this becoming an 8. So this would be the pencil marking, and this would be an 8 if the bulb end is on this side. I mean, of course, it can go beyond that. This could be 1, 2, 3, but I don't think it really matters if it's longer. It still forces this to be an 8 because of this 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Now, could the bulb be on the other side? Is the question. I think the answer to that is, yeah, why not? 1. You see, if this is 8, we have 1 and 2 with a 3, 4 in here. I don't see a problem with any of that. Right, I did say we'll go and take a look at the bulb at this end. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. And this can easily be a lot higher than 1. This could be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, this is... Green is not the place to be looking, it doesn't look like. Box 5 maybe. Actually, all right. Let's try this. This is a 9. It's not in here. It's not on there, because it's not the end of the thermo in any of these. That's a 9. That's the bulb. Therefore, that's the 8. That's a 2. I should have spotted this much earlier. Don't know why I didn't. Sorry about that. 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 5. 4, 5, 6. 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, yep. We have 5, 6, and 7, and an 8 that's up here then. Sorry, I'm pausing again and not really saying a lot. This is, I admit, a much harder puzzle than I was expecting, given the difficulty rating it had, which is unusual because fog puzzles lead you down a very narrow path that it seems like somehow I just keep missing that path. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I mean, the only thing that we have in place is the 1. Right, at least we know now this is a 2, 4 pair, forcing a 1 in here. Not huge revelations, really. 1 in there. In fact, this is 1, 2, 3, 4 with 1 and 2 both in there. This is a 1 joined with a 3, 9. I think there's still something, I mean, maybe pouring a lot of energy into taking a look at box 9 isn't helpful because only one cell is uncovered at this point. So that's probably not the best use of time. 3 would be either a 2 or 4. 2 is not available, it would be a 4. 3 and 4 would force this to be a 2. It's not really a problem with any of this. So 2 and 9 are up here. Because that can't be a 2. None of these are 2. That's not a 2. Eliminates one order of freedom. This 3, 4 forces this to be the 2. Everything around is already revealed, but that's okay, we'll take it. There is a 3 in here. Joined with an 8. And one of these 4 digits. Now we definitely have a quadruple, 4, 5, 6, and 7, leaving us with 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 9. So this is from 1 or 3. And the 2, 9 are joined by either a 1 or 3. Now if it's 3, that forces everything. That's 4, 5, 6, 7. And as far as I can tell, that seems to be an appropriate placement. 4, 5, 6, 7, we'll put a 4 in here. That's, again, not a problem. 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, this is definitely a 7. Ooh. Yeah, I will use it. 8, 9. Brilliant. Okay. So yeah, the placement of the lines was correct. This is 5, 6, 7. This is 8 and 9. That's not 8. This is not the bulb end. This is whatever this is. This is a minimum of 3 because 1 and 2 are in there. Let's have a look at what this is. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 at a minimum and a maximum of 8. So not a lot of degrees of freedom here. And this is joint with a white dot. So this is from 4, 5, 6, or 7. It's a lot of options. It's a lot of options. What's interesting though is this 1, 2 pair with the 3, 4. We've got another. I mean, what definitely looks like this much at a minimum. Sorry, was that the wrong color? Still the wrong color, but we've got this much at the minimum. We don't know what the order is though. So I'm not necessarily going to use that just yet. Where does 7 and 8 go? This can't be 7. No, 2 is up here. No, 8 is between these two. It's not, again, not very helpful. Why have we not placed? So 3, 6, 7, 8, 5, 5. We don't know where the 5 is, unfortunately. It's between these 3 cells, and they all look like solid options. If I put a 5 in here, that's a 6, that's a 7, that's a 5, that's a 3. Totally fine. I don't see a problem with any of that. I really do hope Nala's having better success making friends than I am solving this puzzle. We're almost at 30 minutes. Let's just keep going. So this purple line, I think we've got to use it. I mean, I will put this through, but I see it doesn't even form a quadruple because of the 7. Can't be a 7. Probably should have done this earlier. That's a 7. To be 1 away from it, that's a 6. There's nothing left for this cell. That's not 7. Therefore, this is a 7-8 pair. Yeah, 7-8 pair here. We've got 3, 5, 6. I will pencil mark this in regardless. 4, 5, and 6 triplet. This is a 3, has to be. That's much better. Now, if this is 4, this is 5, this will be 6. If this is 5, this is 6. And this is left with nothing because it's not 5. And we said it's not 7 because it will break that cell. So it is 4. That's a 5, 6 pair looking at this. That's got to be a 7. That's got to be an 8. Five, 6 pair. Progress. This is a much longer thermo than I was expecting. So we know that's not a 3. If you remember, the options were 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. It's not 3. It's not 7. It can't be 9 because the 8 is no longer an option here. So it's from 5 or 6. So highest this can be is 5, 4, and 3. We don't know how much longer this goes. But assuming this is the bulb, this could be as low as 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4. This can't be 4. Five and 6 now. So this is from 4, 5, 6. We're getting towards forming triplets again. 4 is not in here. Therefore, neither is 8. This can still be 3, 6 or 1, 2. It's not 4. 1, 2 would be quite helpful. That would put a 3 in here, 4 in there. Start to solve quite a few things, but forces this to be a 3, forces the rest of all of this. So it really does start completing a lot of this puzzle. I think the secret, though, is we need to try and place some more digits in this corner, in this area, to try and figure out the directionality of this thermal. And it just, again, it doesn't seem to be anything that's helping us to do so. That's a 1, 9 pair. That's 3, 5, or 6, meaning 4 is at the top of this column. We already knew that. That's not a revelation. One 9 pair means this is a 2, 7 pair. 3, 5. So this is I guess, completing that quadruple of 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got to be able to eliminate some of these options. Five, 6, 5, 6, 3, 6, 5, 7, 6, 5. And you have to go quite far into the puzzle to see if this will break. So I'm not going to keep continuing this. This is kind of approaching what I would feel is more like bifurcation at this point. So I'm just going to leave that alone for now. This 2, 4 is telling us this 3, 4 is joined with an 8 and a 5, 6, 7. That's 5, 6, or 7. That's another 5, 6, or 7. Another 5, 6, or 7, and an 8. And the 3, 4 pair are sorted. Now 5, 6, 7. Is that a quadruple yet? No. We know there's an 8 in here. Do we know that there has to be a 6 in here? I think we even know that. Wow. I imagine that if any of you are not struggling quite as much as I am, you'll leave something in the comments to point that out. So I will be very mindful of reading the comments to see where I've maybe not spotted some pieces of logic that will help me move a bit quicker than I have been. So I think the only thing that I'm left with is to take a look at this red thermal and just go through the same logic of trying to figure out which direction it's in, if nothing else. So this could be the bulb. See, no problem with that. This could end up being 1, 2, and 3, 4, for example. That's totally fine. Now, if this is the bulb end, 1, 2 are gone. 3 is the minimum, and then we have 1 and 2. One of them has to be on here, and yeah, so the bulb end is there. This is a higher digit. 1 and 2 minimum means this is a minimum of 3. But it can go as high as 3, 4, not 5, 6, 7, or 8, as well as 9, surprisingly, because we don't know what this is just yet. I said this is 1, 2, 3, 6. Now, if it's 1, 2, 7, 9, 3, I think that breaks the puzzle. Because you see, if 1 and 2 are in here, forces 1 and 2 to be there, eliminating 1 and 2 from being a possibility in both of these, and somehow this remaining cell will have to serve both of these as being both 1 and 2. So that's a 3, 6 pair. That's not a 3 anymore. Kind of almost getting to the point where it's forcing this thermo to end here. It's only got 1 degree of freedom. I'm not sure it can go this far. That's not a 3. That's a 1, 2. and it's the second digit on the thermo. That's got to be the 2, the 1. There we go. 9, 1, 7, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. This can't be a 9 anymore. 4. This could be as the lowest is a 5. Can't be 6, can't be 7. The highest is not. I think it has to be a 5 actually. So 1, 2. This could be a 3. This can't be a 4. It can be 5. It can't be 6. It can't be 7. If it's 8, can't be 8. And it can't be 9 because that's adjacent with a white cell that would have to have an 8 next to it, and that's not available because of this 8. So this is 5. Wow. This is incredible. No 5s in here. 9 is now forced in here. So this is a 1-9 pair, meaning this is the 3. Doesn't necessarily prove it. 3, 4, 3, 4, 1, 9. This 5 has to be joined by either a 4, which is not available because we've got a 3, 4 pair in here, or a 6. That's the 6. That's the 7. That's not 7. This is now 5, 6, or 8. This is a 4. This is a 3. This is a 4. Fantastic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 7, 8, or 9. Not 9. Not 7. Not 8. Not 8 or 7, in fact. That's a 9, 8, 7. We know what this is. It will help us reveal a lot more of the grid. What's that? 4. No, I've already placed the 4. 9. Yeah, 9. So that's the bulb end. No 9 in here. Let's do a bit of pencil marking. This is 1 or 2. Either this is a 1 and this is a 2. So none of these. This one can't be a 2. That eliminates a degree of freedom from both of these cells. Now left with 8, 5, and 4, I'm going to say. Yeah. Have we eliminated anything in here? It doesn't seem like it. The 3 has eliminated this. That's... Oh, yeah, we've done more. 3, 5, or 6. 4, 5, 6, 3, 4 again. Not 4. This is a 5, 6 pair, telling us this is the 3 and the 6 in here. The 5, 6 pair tells us this is not a 5 and not a 4. That's an 8. That's a 3. Sorry, 3. Because we've got a 4, 5 pair surrounding it. And that was a 3, 4. That's not 3. We must know what this is by now. That's not 3 either. That's 6, 5, 7, 5, and 6. 3, 6, 5. 1 and 9. The 2 4s are not fixed yet. The 5 6 are not fixed yet. So we still need 1, 2, and 9. This is not 1. This is 2 or 9. 1 is definitely in here. This is the 2. That's the 9. Not 9. These 2s are 2 and 3, I'm going to say. 3, 2. Oh, sorry, I was looking at this thinking I've broke the puzzle because that's a white Kropke dot. It isn't. That's the 6, 5, 8, 5, 6, 1, 2. We need to place a 9. That's going to be in here. We need to place a 7. You know what these are now. 6. Must know what this is. Yes, we do. Stunningly, yeah, we do. 4, 5, 4. This is coming along. 8, 7. I've not made any other mistakes. 5. Goodness me, 42 minutes. The solution is correct. Nala enjoyed meeting the hedgehog. The downside is she picked up a flea from it. Oh, that's so cruel. After all this work, we get a flea on Nala. Wow, what a puzzle. So personally, I certainly disagree with the 1-star difficulty rating. This is not a 1-star difficulty. I admit it took me a while to spot this 9, but even then, you really had to work hard for every digit. So difficulty rating aside, it is an absolutely phenomenal puzzle. I mean, just knowing the color and that these 3 cells are connected and a couple of Kropke dots, you get to unveil so much of the puzzle to be able to solve it. And there were actually indeed 0 digits in the grid. So very much sticking with the sleuth tradition on this channel where there's nothing that's been placed. So I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have spotted a few inefficiencies, certainly looking forward to the feedback in the comments. I think, yeah, I imagine most of you are going to agree that this is a relatively hard puzzle, and looking forward to reading your feedback. Bye for now, and see you in the next video.